my name is James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we've got the week's property news. A lot has happened this week. In fact, so much is going on. I just recall we didn't even do the property news last week, so apologies for that. But we're back here today. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to recap on house prices. We're going to talk about the migrant crisis and the fact that the government are begging landlords to basically give them their properties, even while we've got a social housing crisis. We're going to talk mortgage rates and lots more. So if you're new around here and you haven't done already, do make sure you subscribe to the channel over there and hit the bell notification. We've got new content every single day: house prices, interest rates, property investing, and much more. And let's get some views on this video. How do we do that, you ask? Simple. Smash like, tickle like, do something to the like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate everybody that does that to help the channel grow. So, what's going on? Well, there's a lot going on, as always, and next week is going to be even busier. We've got the Bank of England rate cut, hopefully, fingers crossed, looking likely to happen next week, and that will have a lot of content around it. There could be some real decent mortgage cuts off the back of that, so we've got to keep an eye on that. But back to this week, the most popular video that we did this week was about the migrant crisis. And if you want to go and see that video, how you can get to all of these videos is quite simple. Below the video, it will say Property Accelerator. Click on that, then click on the videos tab, and you can see all of this week's videos. We did a detailed dive on the migrant crisis, and in particular, we talked about Serco. Now, this is a government contractor that is housing immigrants at the moment, making lots of money by doing that. And at the moment, they've got 30,000 UK properties that they've got that they're housing immigrants, and they want to extend that as soon as possible by 7,000 units. Now, a lot of these deals are in the north of England, some are in the east of England, none are in the south at all, because I guess the rents are a lot more higher down here, so they're doing it in areas where the rents are more affordable. But they are offering some quite attractive packages to landlords, where a landlord could get 5 years guaranteed rent, maintenance done, gas safes done, electrical certificates done. You don't need estate agents. So this is tempting quite a lot of landlords, and they're looking for 7,000 properties. Now, the reason this has caused a lot of uproar this week is because the UK social housing waiting list is monstrous. It's 1.3 million British people are waiting for social housing. And I've done a video a couple of months back now where I talked in some London boroughs, the waiting list is 47 years. 47 years. That's crazy. And so the government has promised 1.5 million houses. We're not seeing much going on with that, are we? And this is going to pull more property out of the private rental sector, and that's going to increase rents in these areas where that happens, and really is going to be a difficult thing. So it's a difficult story to talk about here. I know a lot of people, majority of people that watched that content last week said they think that we should be focusing on the British people first. And it's hard to disagree with that, isn't it? So do go and check out that video. There's some more details on that, but it is something that is very controversial, but it shows where the government's head is at the moment. Next is landlords quitting the market. This is still continuing. Over the last few years, we've had about 30% of landlords have quit the market. And there's a lot of properties listed at the moment that were ex-rental properties. And landlords are quitting for various reasons. Some are quitting because of Section 24 tax. Some are quitting because interest rates are a lot higher than they were, meaning the monthly payments on the mortgage has skyrocketed for them. Some are quitting because of the EPC regulations that are expected to come out by 2030. If you don't have it at a level C or spend 15 grand on the property, then you're not going to be able to rent the property. There's various reasons that landlords are quitting. Now, this might sound good news. When I make content talking about landlords quitting, lots of people jump in the comments and say, good, get rid of the landlords. The problem is the private rental sector people that want to rent, that hasn't grown the amount of properties since 2016. But the population has grown massively. And so when these landlords quit, what ultimately happens is the rent costs rise massively in those areas. And so for tenants, there are some people that rent because they want to. Maybe they just prefer renting. Maybe they're of an age that they can't afford to buy a property yet because they haven't got a deposit. Maybe they've just gone through a divorce and it's a temporary thing. There's lots of reasons why people want to rent. And so if there's less properties, this is a crisis. And in Scotland, a lot of landlords were pushed out up there. And what happened, the data showed us, is landlords could be listing a property for rent in somewhere like Edinburgh. In fact, this week, I made a video and 2 landlords from Scotland commented saying that they got 200 applications for viewings, which is mental. And so that is ultimately what will happen in England if we still squeeze landlords out of the market. So a lot of landlords are quitting. That isn't good. That means rents are likely to carry on increasing at higher than inflation. So we made a detailed video on that one as well. Go and check out that. The Bank of England. What's the update on the Bank of England? Well, it's looking good at the Bank of England this month. So the 8th of May, next week, we have the monetary policy meeting. And that's looking likely. The markets are pricing in 100% probability of a rate cut. Now, why do we know that's likely? It's because other members of the Bank of England monetary policy have been interviewed in the last few weeks. In fact, in the last week or so. And they've also hinted that that's where we're looking at going towards. Even Andrew Bailey has said, the governor of the Bank of England has said, yeah, we're probably going to go into a rate cutting cycle. Now, if the markets were saying we're going to cut rates, in those interviews, if they weren't thinking that that's a high probability, they would say in those interviews, this is often what they do. They often leak it out ahead of time without saying directly, we're going to cut or we're not going to cut. They would say, nah, I don't think we're quite ready for that yet. It might be further down the line. They would imply and the markets would adjust, but it's still looking like 100% that we'll get 0.25% cut next week. That's good. And that should bring some mortgages down. At least trackers will come down straight away. Then the rest of the market will have a look and see if they want to follow with that as well. Mortgage rates. These have been coming down. And so mortgage rates have been coming down the last week. And most lenders have cut. All the big lenders have cut. HSBC, Nationwide. Some have cut multiple times. A lot of them, there are a lot of products under 4% now, which is really, really positive news. That's what we want to happen. We need some more mortgages under 4%. We've also got some rate cuts on small deposits as well. We've made some videos on that where you could just have a 5% deposit. They weren't getting cut recently. It was only the ones with 40% equity in them or 40% deposits that were getting good rates. Now it's getting spread amongst a lot more products. HSBC just this week cut 24 of their mortgage products in a week. So that was on buy-to-let, or remortgage, on residential, lots of different rate cuts there. And that's positive. Now that's happening for a few reasons. One is the rate that they borrow at, the rate that HSBC, NatWest, Nationwide, they borrow on a rate called the SONIA swap rate. That went down over the last month due to the tariff war and due to the expectations that the UK and America could potentially go into a recession. And that's a forecast of where they think the Bank of England are heading with rates. So that's good. We've also got a slower property market at the moment. Nationwide had a talk yesterday and they were saying, look, the market is slow and we think the next quarter is going to be slow. But their expectation is after that, the summer, late summer this year, that the market will pick up due to the fact that people have got pay rises. That increases affordability, and they feel mortgages will come down because of the Bank of England and a price war. So that should stimulate the market again. There's a slowdown at the moment because we've just had a stamp duty increase and no one wants to buy right now just after that's happened. A lot of transactions already happened early this year. So that's what's going on with mortgage rates. And lastly, I want to talk about house prices. So nationwide data is out already, which was good, but it wasn't good. House prices were down 0.6% on a month-on-month basis. So in April, they were down 0.6%, and that is a lot. If house prices go down, they don't go down 5 or 10% in a month. You're looking at 0.5%. That carries on, that's not going to be great. However, they're forecasting that they feel that house prices will be positive in 2025. They think that it will be 3.5% up in 2025. So not too bad, all saying being done. They also got a good expectation for 2026. So go and check out that video on the channel to see what's going on with that nationwide data. And as I said in the video, I always like to listen to the nationwide data and the Halifax data and the Rightmove data, because these lenders have a crystal ball. Nationwide knows how many applications they've got on their desk right now. They know how many decisions in principle they've got. They know the valuations that are coming in now on the deals and the sales that are going to complete all over this summer. So they've got that data, and that gives them that crystal ball that no one else has to say where they feel the market's going to go. So that's a good indication. So lots going on this week. I'm sure next week's going to be even busier with the Bank of England decision. Let me know, what was a big thing for you this week? Was it the mortgage rate cuts? Do you think the Bank of England are going to cut next week? Do you think the house price data was interesting, that it was down more than 0.5%? Do comment below, even if it's just to say hi. Do smash like, do subscribe. Check out all the other content on the channel as well, including this video right here.